Excellent. I make a motion that we start this meeting of the Trumbull Day Commission.
Second.
I guess all those in favor.
Aye.
Moving on to agenda. Our first agenda item is the pledge. Do we want to do the pledge on Zoom, or since we're not being recorded, is it unnecessary, Miss Kathy? Not that we don't want to pledge.
I forgot the flag.
Very good. So next agenda item based on my agenda that I'm looking at is the feasibility of holding Trumbull Day in 2022. We'll start that. I assume that's a COVID conversation, but Kath, what are your thoughts?
That is a COVID conversation. I will tell you that the St. Patrick's Day, Bridgeport St. Patrick's Day Parade has already been canceled. My feeling is there's so much work that goes into this. Are we willing to start doing the work and take the chance that by the end of June, we're in good shape? And I
Hope
leave
that by
that to
June.
my voting members.
I would hope that by June we're in a better place. I mean, I don't think any of us imagined we'd be back here, but
Well, as a teacher who is now teaching full in person with a 24% positivity rate, I think we're going to be fine with an outdoor event. But
I agree.
I mean, we haven't changed much. In fact, our mitigation strategies have become fewer, unfortunately, as the rate goes up. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, we're outdoors, and another group of people were just approved to get boosters today, my kids. I'm hoping it will be okay. I'm hoping this is the fizzling out phase of, with this variant that's getting weaker and more people getting it, and just
The herd immunity.
don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm more hopeful than I was in the past, even though right now in school it's a little bit scary. But we're really not spreading it a lot there, and we're indoors and we're close, but we have masks. I mean, even if we had to have I don't think we would have a mask requirement. If we had to, I guess we could, but we're outdoors, so that's a big difference.
Anybody want to make an argument for canceling it now? Dana?
No, I mean, we should probably try to find out what exactly we need to be doing in the next couple of months, and then make that decision closer to April or May. I don't think there's a ton of work that we need to hire people and that kind of thing, but
Yeah, actually, all of that is what needs to be done. The contract.
yeah, so I don't see any problem with starting that. I mean, a lot of the work is obviously as we get closer. So I would say, let's pick a date and then try to go to that date.
I believe
I
the
don't think
Milford
we need-
Oyster Festival Commission just met for the first time a couple days ago, and we haven't heard any announcement about them canceling yet. So that's just a
Correct.
local one to kind of compare ourselves with.
I agree with Dana. I think we should just wait and just move forward.
Just go on as if we were
Yeah.
having it with no interference and.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than last year, right? I mean,
Right?
No, there was not much that could have been worse than last year.
right. So I think things are looking up.
The COVID rate,
I'd much prefer to start in January, thank you.
So
the
let's
COVID
move
rate was
on.
lower, but
Yeah,
We'll call the feasibility
Yeah.
good and move on to the next item, which Dana brought up, was possible dates. So if I'm not mistaken, you guys certainly correct me if I'm wrong. 4th of July, I think it's on a Tuesday, or is it a Wednesday? One or
Monday.
the other.
it's
Monday.
a Monday. This
Monday.
would be,
That's
if
even
it's
worse.
that, if it's
So-
that weekend, it's July 1 and July 2.
July
I
1
thought
and
we
July 2.
weren't
that's
going to
what I
do
thought.
that.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't going to do the holiday weekend.
I thought we talked about the weekend before.
Weekend before.
Yeah.
We did. The issue is that I know for a fact that Stewart Amusement is not available the weekend before, which leaves us to having to choose a totally different carnival. And that's up to the committee.
Is Stewart available the weekend of the 1st and 2nd?
Yes.
do we know that company out of Cheshire? Do we happen to know their calendar, or we have to wait and just go out to bid and see?
It has to go out to bid regardless.
Right.
We just have to pick the dates that we want to bid for. That's why I wanted to get this done now before everybody else starts booking their.
Well, I will say, I had, of course, negative feedback up front from vendors saying, we're not gonna be able to do the 4th. We can't do the weekend of the 4th. We ended up on the 4th with vendors who couldn't come. I had 8 out of the 15, but they killed it. We were not busy because it was the 4th. It was just that some of the vendors, the food vendors, couldn't get staff because their staff wanted to go do other things. Now, even if it's the 1st and 2nd, the rain date hopefully is the 3rd. It's still the long weekend. It's still the weekend of the 4th, but it's not on the 4th. And
Right.
if we did it with 8 trucks with, I don't know how many thousands of people there that day. So I feel better than in the past when we were trying to avoid the 4th, because it worked. We were able to do it. It was a little stressful having half the trucks. Thank God the band dads and the Cabasa people and everybody were running out to the grocery store to buy more food. But
I think they were thrilled.
they were, yeah, they did well.
They were very happy.
So, they
If
can
not,
choose
they
not to
did
come.
well at the fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the weekend after, which we're not going to be doing. So, I'll have the same one probably complaining, saying the weekend of the 4th is going to be hard. Let's not do it then, but they'll probably come anyway.
The first selectman is fine with the 1st and 2nd. I did talk to her. And then I do know the following year is that 5th weekend in June.
So the 1st is on Friday and the 2nd is on Saturday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone want
I don't
to
have any
quote
problem with the
unquote-
1st or 2nd.
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else want to argue that? That was quick.
I mean, I think the weekend before is better. I mean, I know we really would rather use Stewart because of it, but I just feel like the holiday weekend can be challenging, and it's just
Yeah.
like people go away that weekend, and
It can be. Let me just tell you, Bridget, the issue with when we did do the weekend that Stewart wasn't available, we had the worst carnival
Experience.
company.
well, that's when we
experience.
were with Dreamland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bridget we were here.
Nobody else
Yeah.
even bid. Nobody else even bid. There's not a lot of
How many
big.
people need to bid?
It's not that it's how many people need to bid, it's are they big enough to do an
Handle
event like Trumbull Day? A lot of them are church carnival
Yeah.
companies. They're small, they have limited rides. My feeling kind of is put it out for the 1st and 2nd. Let's see what carnival companies are out there now. We've used Stewart the last 2 years in a row. Let's see if there's more out there and if more bid. Dreamland was the only one that bid, and they sent us not only their B and C rides, but their B and C staff.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
no.
It was a nightmare weekend. It was a nightmare.
Well, we know what we have with Stewart.
Mhm.
I've seen other amusement companies, and I've never been as impressed as I am with Stewart. So Stewart's a known commodity in Trumbull.
Yeah.
We do it for the Rotary. If all things being equal, I mean, I'd rather go with Stewart than some other unknown.
Well, it's gonna have to go out to bid. We don't have an extension on the contracts anymore. We used that up with the COVID delay and then just extending them for the next year. So they do have to go out to bid, but we are able to go through the bids and choose the lowest, most responsible bid, which gives you flexibility
Yeah.
as to what company you are looking at.
Now, do those dates work for the firework company that we typically use? Or I know that's the same situation to bid, but
We're gonna have to go out to bid again. I can't call them and say, are you available?
yeah,
You
we don't know.
Right.
I
Do
just
we
happen to
need-
know because Stewart is only available when June has 5 weeks. So I know he's not.
What-
available.
What is the deadline for getting the bids out? When do we have to make that decision tonight to get that ball rolling?
I would like to have had them out at the end of October and
Oh,
we,
boy. Okay. All right.
so they need to go out.
Are we allowed to put bids, ask for bids for 2 different sets of dates or no? Like, could
No,
we put
we're
it
gonna-
for,
No,
We
we
picked
pretty
the
much
date,
picked,
June, and then people bid.
yeah. They're not gonna tie up 2 weekends
Sure, yeah.
in a bid, knowing that one is gonna be rejected or possibly both.
Right.
And once we have
Um,
the bid, or once we accept it and we get into a contract with them, that's when we discuss number of rides and all of those details, correct?
Mhm.
Because we had a
They
few,
will- No, they will put the number of rides. That's all part of the
That's all part of the bid
negotiation.
process, right? Yeah.
because we noticed our busy night, our rain date
That
night
will
that we ended
not
up
happen
using, they
again.
took down like 4 of those big rides and it was super crowded. So I just wanted to kind of make sure we all remember that happened before we get into, because I love working with Stewart. I mean, all their staff are local kids and dads, and it's great. They're so
And
good
that
to
will
work with, but
go-
that was unfortunate.
That will go in the contract because I was furious about
Okay.
that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
And fingers were pointing every which way, and nobody they were pointed at had authorized that to happen. So that was frustrating.
okay.
I guess we need a motion on the date of July 1st and 2nd.
So moved.
Who did
Second.
that? Dana?
Dana,
Dana, second. Don't all jump at once.
No.
I'll second. It's Tracy.
All those in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We will get those then bids out, Kath, for that date.
Well, that's something that's where I
Or the-
need you and Preston to look at those bids and
Okay.
go through them. I'm not leaving it to Kevin Bova.
Okay.
to put those
I,
bids
uh,
out.
I did get your emails. I'll print them tonight and go through them and run them by Preston. So we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Has to do with bracelets, cost of bracelets, times
Right.
of, the times that we want.
Okay. The one I got, the email I got had all lines through it and I was kind of confused, so that's okay. We'll make an appointment and we'll come visit, or we'll zoom in or figure out a game plan.
Okay,
Thank you on that date. We appreciate it, and we'll get those bids out and keep the board updated for the RFPs. I guess let's move right, and we'll go back to financial report in a minute. The RFPs for the carnival then and the fireworks, Kath, is there anything else on that in particular?
no, just that we got to go through them, make sure they're what we want, and
Good.
then they'll go out. Kevin will put them out for us.
I will contact Preston tomorrow. We'll get on that as soon as we can. So the 2021 financial report was emailed out. I don't know how many of you took a look at it. Kathy made a couple of comments on it. I have one in front of me if anybody who has any questions on it. It looks like based on last year and budgeted, I forget what our magic number budgeted was. Kathy would know better than I would, but looks like we lost somewhere in the neighborhood of $9,000, which is actually pretty good compared to what we've lost in the past, I think. Kath, any comment on that before I open it up for discussion?
I'm just looking for mine right here somewhere, and I'm not
We have
finding it. I think it
9,000.
was like about 9,500 that we lost,
95, 36, 33 to be exact.
which is what Stewart said we were going to lose with that closing early that Friday night, because he said that's about 10 grand that we just lost on that, and that was perfect.
Right.
I would like to see, I'll pare down the rentals again. We don't need the number of chairs again that we had. We probably could do with fewer tables because we got the bigger ones this year. The more we can cut those costs, I have to see what I've got left in tablecloths. I think I have a ton. And then the other one is the entertainment. I think we need
Yeah, I
to,
don't think
we need to
spend
cut
that
back.
money. Yeah, I don't think we need to do the tribute band again. I think there's plenty of local stuff that, like, they were fun and all, but I just don't know that it was worth that.
Well,
chunk.
this Jim Fiore, and I gotta go find his name, his number. He said he knows he could save you a boatload of money. He's local, and he wants to participate. So maybe we check with him and
Yeah,
see
for
what
sure.
his prices are. And just try to get that entertainment we don't have to get it down much, and I will beg, borrow, and steal to get that 20,000 back in the budget, because we haven't had that for the last 3 years. And that
Okay.
would have meant that, fireworks would have been covered, we would have made some money. I just don't want to dip too deeply into that reserve fund that we have. So we hit for almost 10. The last page of that financial report are outstanding POs. I have no bill for any of those things. We got caught up in that, had to do the fireworks the next weekend, and we ordered toilets and light towers and stuff. I don't think they ever billed us for it. I have no outstanding bills that I'm holding, but those are open POs still. And I'm not going to go chasing them for it. If they want it, they can come chase us. But there's about $6,000.
That's about $6,000, right?
Yes.
6,160. Is that taken off of the 9, or that would be in addition to the 9?
That would probably be in addition to the 9.
Okay.
So, but as I said, I don't have an invoice. I don't have a bill. I have nothing with which to pay those. And we went back and forth with the bathrooms and the light towers. And they finally gave us what I thought was a final bill, and they accepted the check months ago. So we may be fine. If nothing
Okay.
shows up between now and next Trumbull Day, I think at some point we can throw them in the garbage. Are you
Okay.
going to sleep? You going to night? You want to give me a kiss? Kiss? Yeah. Come here, come say hello to my friends. Tell them you're going to bed. Now, come here,
No, he's too busy.
come here, come here.
And he's trying not
Give me a hand. Oh, say goodbye to my friends.
to
No, say
Good
goodbye.
night.
Say goodbye. Say goodnight.
Bye
Have a
bye,
good sleep.
cutie.
And no screaming because I can hear you. Good
Yeah.
night. Good night, buddy.
So cute.
Bye.
I love his hair.
Kath, just before I'm gonna forget, put on your list to call Stratford for the showmobile for that date,
Okay.
because I would have forgotten. All right, any questions? I guess we do need a motion on the budget. As I mentioned, we're about down, the loss was 9,536.33. Should have been in your email, or any questions, either one.
Should just be a motion to accept the financial report.
I make a motion to accept the financial report.
Second,
I'll second.
thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you. Moving on to other quick items, 3 other quick items, I guess maybe even 4 other quick items. Tracy, food trucks. So I guess you get the okay to send the big, huge email that says, we want you now.
Okay. And do I assume that we would put the same hours? I guess I have to wait on some of that paperwork. I can kind of just do it as a save the date. It's going to be
Yeah,
Friday night,
I would.
Saturday, Sunday rain date. Is that right?
Do
Okay.
you do a reserve? Do we need to worry about how many Italian foods we have, or how many meatballs we have, or how many pizzas we have?
Well, I go out first to the people who are returning. So if all of them come back, it's a good variety. And I always tell them I won't book more than, 2 of, like, the only one I'll double up is Vazzi's and the band who do burgers and hot dogs. Every other kind of food, I'll only do 1 of each besides ice cream. So I just keep track of that as I go. I won't reach out until I'm sure, let's say, my pizza person
Okay.
can't come. I won't reach out to another pizza anyway.
I asked the wrong question. I apologize. The question was, do we want them to reply to your email that says they're interested, or they want to reserve a spot? How soon do we want that back from them?
It's always tricky because I would almost love to get either the check right away, but some of them who are just food trucks don't have any money yet.
Yeah, I'm not
Because they
worried about
haven't
the
done.
money as much as to know that they're
But-
coming.
Yeah, I mean, I could say if it's going out soon, I could probably say March 1st or something, give them, a couple months and
Good.
say, then I'm going to open it up to other vendors. But
Yeah,
that's a
and/or
lot of
e-
time.
And/or let us know immediately if you're definitely interested. It's probably another way to do it.
Right. I mean, I could give them less time if I wanted to say, but I mean, I think we're in the middle of this surge and everything. I don't want people pressured to, so I'd be fine because sometimes I'm really in the thick of looking for trucks, usually at kind of last minute, April, May even. So
Does anybody have any thought of upping the cost per truck?
I
Given
know
what they
Preston does.
pay other
Preston always
places?
wants me to up it.
Well, when you hear about what they pay for other places, I mean, we're
Yep.
a freaking bargain.
And
then-
some will tell me that and some will say, oh, it's kind of high, but usually those are the ones that either don't do a lot of events or whatever, but
Yeah,
or like restaurants, they don't have to pay to do events. Like Colony will never do it probably because they don't have to pay. They get paid to do parties and stuff. But like the guys who are just food trucks, they'll pay $8 or I think it might be up to almost $900 to do that Waterbury one night of fireworks. The one that we were competing with our rain date last year.
Yeah.
What do we charge, President?
$500, and it's for both days. So it could probably be $6.
I'd say $750 even. For 2
I
days.
just don't want to make a big
I don't
jump.
know that I would jump that high. Especially given that they probably haven't been working because of the
Yeah.
pandemic. But I'm sure we could go 6.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then
Tracy, you have a
talk-
relationship with all these
Mhm.
people. Do you think 600 is gonna knock any of them out?
It's hard to say. I have some, like I said, some will say, oh, this is a deal. I'm paying $900 to do Waterbury for a night. And others they don't need our event. They like to come. If it's busy, they make a lot of money, but they also just want to be a part of the community and want to keep coming back. And
I'd say 600.
The good news
Given
is they
the
should have a good
success of
taste in their
last
mouth from the
year's-
fireworks.
yeah,
Say it again, Joe?
I said they should have a good taste in their mouth from the fireworks standpoint last year. Most of them, because of course we did not charge them any extra, invited them back in just because we did the fireworks.
yeah.
The lines were huge and, that's,
Yeah.
I guess, they're what they're looking for.
But even the actual 4th of July, I mean, that was like people coming out of the woods
Yeah, that was
on
amazing.
that day. They did, well, they
Yeah.
ran out of food, didn't they?
yeah. Well, that's because we had 8 of the 15. So if we had 15, they would have been busy, but it wouldn't have been probably all
Yeah.
selling out. We had half.
I'm just wondering if we went up 100 on each truck for now.
I mean, I could
Let's,
do that knowing that we did a really, really busy couple of nights with 8 trucks that, I aim for in that up to 15 range again, knowing we'd be pretty comfortable with, let's say 12 to 14 or something, and we'd still have more money because we're $100 each truck. But anyway, just some things to,
I would do this, get the date out to them. Let's table the discussion on the amount for the food trucks till next month. And we're certainly going to have enough time. And then if somebody comes back at you and asks you for the price trace, we'll just say to them to be determined at this point. I don't think $100 one way or the other for this conversation doesn't matter much.
okay.
Okay, so Joe made a motion to table, which isn't debatable. Is there a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay. And then everybody has to vote to table.
All right.
All those in favor?
Hi.
I,
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Bridget, anything on entertainment? You think having dates helps you now?
Yeah, I think that'll be helpful and just kind of, maybe if we just keep it local this time and have maybe could try and get 1 or 2 for Friday night and maybe get more. I think it worked out really nicely that one year where we had like 4 or 5, like people on the Saturday and we kind of staggered it a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe do like an acoustic thing in the middle of the day or like happy hour and then just have like a good full band on Saturday night, like a headline like we normally do. I think that always works out nicely for the fireworks. I know the Seasides reached out to me again last year. They really wanted to do it again because the night that we did have them during the fireworks, it started raining. And so their set was cut short and they really liked it. So I think we have plenty of options available to us.
Okay.
So I'll definitely start working and making
Perfect.
some calls and seeing where we can go with that. But
And we'll have a better idea. Probably won't be February, to be honest with you. Probably won't be till March, but we'll have a better idea of the budget. And
Mhm.
we'll know, whether, to Kathy's point, we can probably figure out a few areas that we can cut back a little bit one way or the other.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
I
also
don't know.
starting a lot earlier to
Mhm.
get sponsors. That was a problem last year because a lot of the big ones take months to get their sponsor money through. So
Yeah.
I will start working on that earlier.
Yeah. a lot
And
of
businesses were
organizations-
struggling, so that was tough. It was
Yeah.
tough to ask.
Right, it's a tough ask, no doubt about it. Okay, vendors, who did vendors last year? Jen?
I
No,
think it was
Joanne
Joanne.
Orenstein did the vendors. Do we want to do vendors?
I don't think there's a problem doing them as long as we put them in the right spot and we don't have any issues. Did we have any? I don't remember any issues. I remember issues going back, but I don't remember any issues last year with vendors.
I think the only thing with vendors last year was there was a lot more just nonprofit groups that wanted to set up tables. I don't remember there being many people selling anything.
Yeah.
So do we want to just
I-
offer
I
nonprofits?
can make an
that-
argument to not do them at all, but that's, I don't want to be the contrarian here.
I think it's
Well,
nice
you
to
know what?
offer
We're
it.
missing-
locals.
We're missing 3 people. Let's
Okay.
just leave that for the next, that's
Perfect.
not important to decide right now.
Very good. And the only other one I have on there before other business, and then the all important adjournment is sponsors. Miss Kathy, is there anything you are thinking or anything you need our help with or?
No, I'm
any-
just wondering if you have connections with, any big companies that might be in better shape than some of the smaller ones.
I'm thinking the annual Trumbull Shopping Park fireworks display.
Combo shopping park.
You mean they sponsor it, huh?
Yes.
I mean, I can
And-
go out and see if someone wants to sponsor. I have never asked BTX. I don't know if anybody knows the.
Yes, remember I brought that up a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. That's
Ross Baccarella.
Ross Baccarella. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
I
absolutely reach out to him.
taught a couple of his kids. I think I will reach out to him, see if we can get somebody to co-sponsor or sponsor the
I
fireworks.
was
That would be huge.
joking, but the fireworks, I mean, we could have naming rights, if we had a major sponsor. We've had that in the past where we've had a major sponsor.
Yes, we've had.
So if anybody can think of a sponsor or anybody could think of anyone that we are not thinking about, please let us know.
About
You know,
Amazon.
UI
Yeah,
was
maybe we
big
can get
2
New Man's
years ago.
Health to sponsor.
You what?
I like that Amazon idea.
We're so in the
Amazon.
hole.
Did we get anything? Did we ask Amazon last year? Were they moved in yet when we were?
I don't think,
think-
no, I
I think-
don't think we went to
I think you can
Amazon.
probably order fireworks online now.
Maybe we can offer rides to space.
You can.
Jeff.
You know what? I'm gonna try to get the Remax balloon.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's early enough to ask for that.
yeah.
They
All right,
used to offer helicopter rides.
Yeah, the
I'm not sure when
Sikorsky helicopter.
Yeah.
maybe we can get Sikorsky to just drop one on the field and leave it there and we corded it off and let people look at it.
I mean, that would be,
Yeah, I'll look into it. I'll look into it with my,
That would be
my
kind of a-
neighbor who's at Sikorsky.
I mean, I know they
they do
obviously
that?
won't let anyone climb in one, but they certainly if you
Fair.
cordoned it off and fenced it off and you put it far
There-
enough away, people are just gawking at it, you could do that.
Like a
There
dumpster
is
truck.
there's something that does do that though, and lets the kids go into it. There used to be a picnic in Fairfield at the Scandinavian Club for Memorial Day weekend, and they would bring in like the Black Hawk or something, and they'd let the kids go in and sit in it and everything.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with COVID, they wouldn't do that, but
I mean,
but
again,
maybe.
in 6
Yeah.
months, I'm praying that we're not at a 25% positivity rate.
We can ask. But that was, last year we talked about Touch a Truck. We talked about a car show in the morning of
The
Trumbull Day.
Barnum Festival people are trying to reinstate that huge car show. But they want our field and they
Of
want
course.
it the weekend before Trumbull Day. And Dimitri said, no, he said, if that field gets chewed up because they're talking 500 cars
Oh my God.
Right,
plus food trucks. And
Right.
I'm like, no, go elsewhere, go to the mall, do something.
tell
but-
them they'll get nothing and like it.
Okay,
Well, that's the other thing too that we need to think about is the Barnum Festival. That might be the same weekend, in which case their fireworks would be competing with ours.
Yeah, usually they are.
Trumbull Day used to be the end of the Barnum Festival.
Yes.
And that was always the very end of June. Was the Barnum Festival fireworks last the same time as ours?
No, because of the rain last year, it
Because
got
of the
all,
rain. They canceled. They did theirs Tuesday.
Okay.
Well, let's see what happens. Get the RFP out for the fireworks and see what happens.
Yeah, the only thing I would say though, in my experience of being the treasurer of the Barnum Festival for 10 years, is that for the most part, that people that go to the Barnum Festival fireworks are just going down to Seaside Park in their cars, parking and certainly walking around. And if Trumbull Day is the same day, those are the people that are probably going to get in their car and go sit on Daniel's Farm Road, or, they're not going to be maybe walking
Right.
into on the
Right.
field. So, or bringing their chairs. They're probably looking at, where can I just see these with the family at the best spot and
Yeah.
go from there. That's an opinion.
okay.
Any other business items before that we need to worry about next month? Or items we did not discuss?
Let's just pick another date for the next date for the meeting.
So it looks like we were the first Wednesday of the month. I don't have a calendar in front of me. If someone does, if you want to stick to that date, if it works for
February
everybody.
2nd,
The third,
February 2nd.
second, yeah,
Yeah,
What
we're-
is it, February
second.
2nd?
And what we'll do in February is we'll have dates for the rest of the year.
okay.
Yeah, because I gotta get that to the website.
Okay.
We'll come up with some dates.
Anything else for the good of the order?
Think
So
that's
we're just hoping that firework companies, we know Stewart's available, but we hope firework companies come in with bids for first, second, and third so that I can
Well,
put
we
those
had
dates
3 or
out.
4, we had 3 or 4 fireworks companies for last year for that weekend.
Okay,
They just did not have the Saturday night. So, but we didn't ask them until April.
right,
So
Right.
if we can get this out in the next week or so,
because we're
Uh,
looking for Saturday night or Sunday night rain date.
yeah.
I mean, I don't have to advertise the rain date. I could just say, save the date. Are you interested? July
Right.
1st or 2nd. We'll deal with specifics later.
Well, if they've worked with us before, they know we have a rain date. so.
They know we have rain.
Year,
We have rain.
guys. Maybe this will be our year that we don't have an issue.
Well, listen,
weather.
we had cool weather last year on Friday, if you
Yeah,
remember.
it was freezing.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
I
And
went
then-
home to blow dry my clothes.
And rain so bad that we got all the trucks stuck in the mud.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
We almost electrocuted the Bernadettes. It was great.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, yes.
Well, we just know to tip the stage the other way.
Right.
Maybe
That's all.
they've upgraded the stage and done some enhancements.
Listen, people were so excited it happened, and I think they will be equally excited this year because it's just been another horrific,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
I think we're good. We're gonna be good this year.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Excellent.
Oh, who did
Second,
that? Bridget
Thank you.
motioned.
who made the second? Thank you, Bridget. And I will see you all in February. Thank you.
All
Okay,
right,
thanks.
then. Thanks so much.
Good seeing you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.